Peace and blessings, beautiful people. Peace and blessings. This is Goddess Imani, and welcome to this episode of Sacred Love Lessons. Before we get started, let's take a deep breath to ground our energy. Inhale, exhale. Today, we're exploring something tender and beautiful: the frequency of resonance and why we outgrow people. Have you ever felt that moment when someone you once felt so connected to suddenly doesn't feel aligned anymore? Or maybe you've gone to a place that used to bring you great joy and now it just feels off. The energy feels off and you just really don't resonate with it anymore. It's as if the bond that used to flow has grown quiet or even heavy. And maybe you ask yourself, what happened? Did I do something wrong? Why do I feel so different around them now? Or why do I feel so different in this place? The truth is, it's resonance. And resonance is one of the most profound principles in the universe. Every relationship is a mirror. Some mirrors reflect our light, the beauty, joy, and brilliance we already embody. Some mirrors reflect our shadows, the unhealed wounds or fears we are ready to face. And some mirrors reflect our potential, the power we hold, and the qualities we are stepping into. The people in our lives are never random. They are vibrational mirrors. They show us exactly where we are, what we are carrying, and who we are becoming. So what is resonance? Resonance is the harmony of frequencies. Imagine two tuning forks. When one vibrates, the other begins to vibrate too, if it's tuned to the same note. That's resonance. In human connection, resonance feels like flow. You feel safe, seen, uplifted. You don't have to force anything. It's just there. Ever meet someone where you just feel like you've known them all your life and you've never met them before in person? But then when you meet them, you're like, I feel like I know you. It's resonance. But when resonance fades, the vibration shifts into dissonance. That can feel like resistance, tension, misalignment, or even exhaustion. I know when there is frequency misalignment, for me, it feels like noise. For some reason, I can just no longer hear what the person is saying. Their energy, their presence doesn't resonate within my soul, within my spirit, within my heart chakra. That's dissonance and frequency misalignment. Resonance is your soul's tuning fork. It reveals what's aligned with your being and what no longer matches. So why do we outgrow people? There are three main reasons why we outgrow people. The first one is that the lesson is complete. You've received the reflection, integrated the wisdom, and the mirror no longer needs to stay. That's number one. Number two, you've evolved in frequency. You've grown into a new vibrational frequency, and the connection doesn't match the new octave you're playing in. Number three, different soul timelines. Sometimes two paths run together for a season, and then the paths diverge. It's not a failure, it's a design. Before we came to this planet, we all entered into a soul contract. A contract that we created for ourselves. It's kind of like when you go to college, right? And you sign up for your curriculum, your study curriculum. And you create that yourself. You decide what you're going to major in. You decide what classes you're going to take. Of course, there's some guidance from whatever school you go to. But for the most part, you pick and choose what you're going to major in, what you're going to take. And so life is a lot like that. Before we get here, we have a soul contract. We pick and choose the lessons that we are here to learn. We pick and choose our parents, we pick and choose our family. It's all our own creation. So sometimes there are points within our soul contract where we have a certain number of people that are in our lives, and then at some point, they're no longer there. And that's okay. Outgrowing people is not rejection, it's evolution. It's your soul saying, I am ready for a new resonance. So, what happens when it's time to leave? I call this the sacred act of leaving. Leaving a relationship, whether it's a friendship, partnership, or community, is often misunderstood. We usually think leaving is abandonment, but in truth, leaving is a frequency hop. It took me a while to get this because I'm the type of person, I don't have a lot of people in my life. I believe in quality over quantity, and I'm very particular about who I let into my heart chakra. So when I let people in, I really, really want them to stick around, right? And yeah, I've already explained to you what happens when we're no longer in alignment. So there are 3 movements to this frequency hop, the sacred art of leaving. The first one is the release, letting go of what no longer resonates. This is the letting go. It is an energetic exhale, setting down what no longer resonates. You acknowledge the mirror for what is showed to you, the beauty, the lessons, and even the challenges. And then you release. Release is not cutting off love. It is releasing the form through which love was held. Now, this is another big lesson for me, another big sacred love lesson. Okay, so what I used to do, you guys know I'm Scorpio energy. I was born under the sign of Scorpio. And Scorpios are notorious. If you have one in your life, you know one, then you know what I'm talking about. We're notorious for burning it down. We love fire, and we will burn things down. And when I say burn things down, that means that on the way out, we burn the relationship, we burn the bridge, there's no coming back. I've never had a do-over with anybody. My direction is only one, and that's forward. Always forward, never going back, never revisiting, it's always forward. Now, when I talk about Sankofa, because you know my name is Imani Sankofa, so I do look back to see, to examine. I do take a time of reflection to see, okay, what was the lesson? What am I to learn from this? And then when I turn my head back forward, after I have had a moment of reflection and retrieve the lesson, then I would usually just burn it down behind me. Yes. And so now I've grown to understand that I don't have to do that. And that 2 things could be true at the same time. I can love you and I cannot be with you. I can love you and you cannot be in my life. And it is okay. I don't have to burn it down when I leave. So I don't do that anymore, you guys. I just release it. I don't do any soul tie cutting, cord cutting rituals anymore like I did in the past. And then I just forgive, I bless, and then I release in that order. I forgive the person, I forgive myself, I bless them, and then I release the relationship. And so then the love, it doesn't go away. You don't stop loving people, at least I don't. It's just that the love is transformed and it looks different. So even though a person may not be in my life, I still love them, but just from a distance, right? So that's how that works. So I have a mantra for this that I use, and it goes, I thank this mirror for its reflection. I release it with love. I thank this mirror for its reflection. I release it with love. So the next phase of the frequency hop is the crossing, moving through the in-between space, the threshold between timelines. Leaving always takes you through a threshold. This is the in-between space where the old frequency dissolves, but the new frequency hasn't been fully stabilized yet. It can feel like uncertainty, it can feel lonely, or even disorienting. This is the hop itself, the vibrational crossing between timelines. The crossing is a liminal space, but also the most fertile. You are retuning your field. And the mantra that I use for this is, I walk the bridge of light, trusting my soul's direction. I walk the bridge of light, trusting my soul's direction. You really have to trust your soul. She already knows the way. She wrote the contract, she created the contract long before you came to this planet. So whatever my soul is leading me to, that is what I do. And it comes with a lot of uncertainty, okay? And shout out to those people who have to hear the I don't know from me, because I really don't know in that moment. But all things are always revealed to me when I need to know them. So I just trust it. Trust the process. I trust what my soul is telling me. I trust where she leads me. So the final step of this frequency hop is the arrival. Stepping into new resonance, new mirrors, new companions for your journey. Every departure opens into a new resonance. On the other side of leaving, you arrive in a fresh vibration where a new mirror, new companion, and new aspects of yourself await. So when you make space and clear the clutter, whatever it is, person, place, or thing, there are new things, new people, new frequencies that are waiting on the other side for you. Arrival brings alignment. The resonance feels lighter, clearer, and truer, because what you're doing in this process is you're shedding dense energy. The more you do the frequency hop, the higher you go, you shed the denser energy. So you're going to feel lighter. You're going to have more clarity. You're going to feel more authentic and more true to yourself. You step into a version of yourself that could not fully emerge until you created space through leaving. And even, you guys, I know sometimes this can be tough. Trust me, I know as a Scorpio, our emotions are very intense. I feel like it just burns. If you got to do the ugly cry, do the ugly cry. I've done the ugly cry. And I have to leave anyway. And that's just what it is. But you have to move forward. And the mantra for this is, every ending is my sacred beginning, and I step into my next octave. Every ending is my sacred beginning, and I step into my next octave. Remember, every ending is a sacred beginning. Love is eternal, and it doesn't disappear when you outgrow someone. When you outgrow your friend circle, your family, or maybe a romantic partner, the love doesn't disappear. What changes is the form in which that love expresses itself. That's it. What changes is the form in which that love expresses itself. The deeper truth of the sacred act of leaving is not about walking away, it's about walking forward. It's an affirmation of your sovereignty. It is a declaration of trust in your own resonance. It is an initiation into a greater alignment with your soul. When you leave consciously, you affirm that your evolution matters and that love is never lost, only transformed. So I have an integration practice for you today. You can use it as a moment of reflection or journal prompts. Take a deep breath, inhale and exhale. Now reflect on the following. What relationships in my life feel deeply resonant right now? What relationships in my life feel deeply resonant right now? Where do I feel disconnection, heaviness, or resistance? Where do I feel disconnection, heaviness, or resistance? Now, when we talk about relationships, we're not just talking about external relationships. We're also talking about the relationship you're having with yourself. So this may not pertain to anyone outside of you. It just may pertain to you. Where do you feel disconnection, heaviness, or resistance within yourself? So all of this can be applied to you as well. What lesson or gift is this mirror offering me? What lesson or gift is this mirror offering me? As you breathe into these questions, anchor into this affirmation. I trust my evolution. I honor the mirrors and I release with love. I trust my evolution. I honor the mirrors and I release with love. Now, when you get to this part, you may begin to feel fear. You may begin to feel self-doubt. Your mind is designed to protect you and to keep you safe. So your mind is going to start asking all these what if questions. Your mind may say, do you really want to do this? What if you're making a mistake? What are you going to do now? What is your next step? When you start hearing that within you, I need for you to bring it back. You're trying to go ahead of your timeline. There is no such thing as future, right? But I'll just use that term for the sake of making it simple. You're trying to go into the future, okay? And you don't want to be there. You want to anchor yourself in the present moment. Stay in this present moment. In this present moment, none of that stuff that your mind is asking you is true. None of it. It's false evidence appearing real. Fear. It's not true. So when those thoughts come to your mind, go back to one of these mantras, one of these affirmations that I've already given you, and you say it aloud. I trust my evolution. I honor the mirrors and I release with love. And then also, this is a good time for you to journal. That is what I do. I journal, okay? And I say, okay, in this next part of my life, how can I explore? How can I expand? How can I lean more into my soul's evolution? How can I lean more into my soul's evolution? When you ask your higher self that question, she will speak back to you. Be ready to write it all down. It's going to be some things that maybe you hadn't even thought of yet. You'll be surprised. And then lean into that. So this week's call to action is, if this episode spoke to your heart, to share it with someone who may need to hear it. Or leave us a comment and let us know what resonated with you. And remember, you are always in evolution. You are always becoming. You are always remembering. And the universe is always mirroring your magnificence back to you. So I'll leave you with this final thought. The frequency of resonance is your soul's way of guiding you forward. When relationships shift, it simply means your vibrational frequency has expanded and is calling you into new harmony. Every person you meet is a mirror, and every mirror has its season. As you evolve, new reflections rise to meet you. Trust your resonance, honor your growth, and know every crossing opens the way to deeper connection, greater love, and the next radiant version of who you are remembering. So that's what I have for you today. Thank you for listening to this episode of Sacred Love Lessons. I am the universe. Now what? Wherever you are in the world, don't forget to click that like, comment, and subscribe. And until we speak again, be the light.